Okay, welcome. Today's Wednesday, and today we're going to be working on something we call boundary training. Now, boundary training is basically teaching a dog to go to his bed and settle on cue. Now, we use this exercise to teach lots of different concepts. So we can teach our dogs about settling, we can teach them about lying down, we can teach them about impulse control, leave it, weights. It contains lots of different exercises all in one. There are several stages to our boundary training exercise, and what we're going to do today is cover stage 1 to make sure that no one's skipping ahead. Later on you'll find that boundary training is really going to help you to get your puppy to settle in the house. It's going to help you when you have visitors because you'll be able to get your dog to go to the boundary on cue. It helps if you want to take your puppy to the pub or a restaurant because you can get them to go on a boundary settle. Now, anything from one of these raised beds, which I prefer because there's a real difference between the floor and the bed, but you can use your puppy's normal bed, you can use a mat. If you really like, you can use a sofa. I recommend that less, but you can use a sofa. So anything can be a boundary, and we train our dogs to lots of different boundaries so that we have a good generalization of the cue. So all we're going to do to start with is we're literally going to what we call feed the bed. So you're going to place a piece of food or your dog's breakfast, one piece at a time, on the bed every couple of seconds, and what we're aiming for is to give your dog 10 treats on the bed. I'm not counting here, but roughly 10 treats, and then we're going to release your dog from the bed with an OK cue. OK says you can move, so that's our release cue. Good boy. And the reason we're feeding the bed is we want to pour as much value as possible into the bed itself. So your dog really wants to be there. It's going to help draw our dogs back to the bed like a magnet. And later on, when you've practiced this a lot, you won't be able to get your dog away from it. So it's going to really help you guys with your household training. If your dog is on his bed, he can't be counter surfing, he can't be jumping, he can't be stealing. So this is a really good default place for your dog to be, especially when they're tired in the evening. Okay, so you're going to release OK, you're going to throw the food, and you're going to wait for the dog to take himself back to the bed. You're not going to say anything, good boy. You're just going to wait for your dog to work it out. If you've fed the bed enough, you should find that the dog will take himself back there. If you haven't, you might need to feed the bed a little bit more before you release your dog. Now, your dog doesn't necessarily need to get back onto the bed in these initial stages. All you're looking for is that your dog looks at the bed or he sniffs it. Any kind of recognition towards, oh, I think there might have been treats there a minute ago. And as soon as he looks at it, bam, we start feeding the bed again. And then your dog's gonna be like, wow, jackpot, we get loads of food here. So this is a really good place to be. So you say, okay, release him off. Wait for the dog to work out to go back to the bed. So I'm not going to say anything to him. He's going to lie there because he's not quite sure what to do. So we're just going to wait for him to work it out. In a minute, he's going to work out that lying there doesn't actually get him any reinforcement. We're not doing a down weight. We have practiced a lot of down weights with him, so it might be that he thinks he's doing a down weight. Okay, there we go, good boy. So I'll just release him from his the down weight that he put himself into. Good boy. And I start feeding the bed again. Good boy. Okay, so he goes out. Wait for him to come back. Good choice. Good boy. And we start feeding the bed. So we're literally going to do this over and over again. And I would do this with puppies. I do this daily. And if the puppy's working well for their kibble, I would do this with their breakfast every single day and their dinner, because it's a really good way of being able to pour that value into the bed a couple times a day. Good boy. But if your dog's not working for their kibble yet, you can just use treats. Okay. And just make sure every now and again you're releasing the dog off the bed. Good boy. Good. You might find with small puppies that initially they're scared to get onto the bed. You can just either lure them onto the bed or just plop them on it and then start rapid feeding them so they're like, wow, this is a really good place to be. Good boy. Good. Okay. So what we need you guys to do is to go away and practice this. Make sure there are no other distractions. It's not going to help in these early stages. If you've got cats and kids running around, your puppy may find that too hard. So do start somewhere with no distractions, and then you can kind of add the distractions once your dog gets the idea. So have a practice, film your session, okay? Post it in the comments below so we can see how you're getting on. And once you guys have mastered this stage, you can discover the next stages with us as well. We are covering all stages of the boundary training in our Naughty Dog Clinic, where we go through adding duration, we add distractions, and we build up the difficulty level. We teach dogs to settle on cue. So if you guys want to see all stages of this, it's not too late to join our Naughty Dog Clinic. And hopefully we'll get time to at least cover stage 2 with you guys over the next 4 weeks, or next 3 weeks that are left. Good boy. So go and practice and let's see how you get on.